some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live? Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road. Welcome to the Friday edition Live Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotrode, Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. We got a great Friday, a huge weekend of college basketball coming up. The Olympics starting to wind down.
Olympics, man,
yeah,
strong.
Olympics
man.
have been good. Had a great women's basketball game last night in Oxford. Well, great for LSU, I guess. The improbable fourth quarter that was there last night. We got
0 for 17.
0 for 17.
And what for Milan in the fourth?
I think they missed the last five. I know that.
They missed the last five? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how many they missed total. But Scott Rabelais in Florida with LSU baseball. We'll get an update from him right before the game. And we got picks on all of these games this weekend. So lots to get to. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning.
The LSU Ole Miss game last night, we thought going into this thing,
Women's basketball game?
Women's basketball game that Ole Miss when we did the show yesterday, was an 11.5-point underdog that went to 10.5, went to, depending on what time you got it. But it was still at least a 9-point spread. It's like, man, this is going to be a tough game for LSU. Ole Miss had the same record as LSU in the conference, coming off a win against a good, although fading a little bit, Tennessee team. And Ole Miss, this team beat LSU in Baton Rouge last year near the end of the season. In fact, it was senior day when Ole Miss got that win. So this was going to be tough. And sure enough,
well, LSU's coming off an emotional game,
a very emotional game where they've got a chance to take a lead on South Carolina, who they haven't beaten in forever.
We know the story. Yeah.
And so they come into this game. And LSU came out, looked pretty good. Flau'jae Johnson had a very good first quarter. LSU shot the ball well, took a 5-point lead in the second quarter. But the middle part of the game was dominated by Ole Miss, particularly in the second quarter. Johnson turned an ankle, went to the locker room for a brief period of time that seemed to stunt LSU's momentum a little bit. And then the second chance points that Ole Miss was getting in the middle of the game caused, after they went down 6 at the half, caused Kim Mulkey to make what was a pretty bold move to bench Michaela Williams for the second half. This is one of her two best players. Williams is their second leading scorer, and just by an eyelash. But she needed some more size, and so she went with the bigger lineup that included Kate Koval, and that started to negate some of those second chance points that Ole Miss was getting. Still, LSU made some mistakes that expanded that lead. Grace Knox with a technical foul that resulted in a 7-point trip for Ole Miss. And the Tigers found themselves in a bind starting the fourth quarter. Yeah, she was wolfing a little bit. They didn't call her for a flagrant. I thought she was making a play on the ball, but the tech was obvious because she was taunting by the letter of the law. And then in the fourth quarter, I'm sure we've seen this in the men's game, Jimmy, where a team went 10 minutes without scoring.
Have we?
I can't recall one. I mean, we've watched enough college basketball.
See more women's games where they go
maybe
like
it's happened before.
Droughts.
But to go an entire quarter without making a field goal, and that's what Ole Miss did in the fourth quarter. Did not make a single field goal, and LSU wins this thing going away 78 to 70 in a game that was, felt like it was a lot closer than that.
And Ole Miss scored 21, 22, 20 the first three quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a gag job, man.
To not make a basket in the fourth quarter?
This is a complete gag job by Ole Miss. I mean, and, the women's basketball critics will look, okay, another missed layup. We kind of, talk about the level of play. But, I mean, scored an average of 21 against the same team they're playing. You buy the whole thing on just going for size? Take your second best player the whole half? I mean, I could go with a little rotation maybe, but the whole half.
If you would have told me that Michaela Williams wasn't going to play in the second half before the game last night, I'd have said,
of course,
well, she must have been injured.
What
like I said, it's a very bold move
was
by
she
Mulkey
dogging
to
it
do
on
that.
the defensive end?
She's just smaller is all. There was a size disadvantage, and Ole Miss was getting the offensive
You think
rebounds.
that's it?
Well, that's what she said after the game.
I understand what she said.
Yeah, okay.
I understand what she said.
I mean,
You don't think she thought she was dogging it a little bit?
I didn't really see her dogging it. No.
Okay.
And
Well,
she was
but
3 of
you-
8 from the field, so it's not like she was shooting the ball terribly. I just think she made that. Now when Knox did her little technical deal, she took her out of the game, and didn't bring her back. So
That's a clear discipline.
that's a disciplinary thing.
Yeah.
But no, she had to get.
I understand
bigger.
what she said.
Yeah. And that's what
But
happened.
but that level player, how often do you see that, Charlie?
Almost never. I mean, I can't think.
Pretty much never.
No.
That's something that usually aggravates your coach on how you're playing as well.
It's
She's
possible.
not happy with your effort or whatever you're doing. You're not. Your girl is beating your box out. You're not blocking out, and so she's the one getting the second chance points, whatever it is. But to take your second leading scorer to complete, no, you want to play them less. Okay, you want to go to a bigger lineup for most of it, but you still have to have a rotation. Keep it, but a player of that impact, no, that's. I'm thinking a little bit, multiple reasons, including the one she gave publicly.
And if she didn't want to say that publicly, I get that. I get that.
Oh,
too.
she doesn't. She does that. Remember when she kept Angel Reese at home? I'm not telling you.
Right.
Huh?
And that's one of those things.
she's
That
not
it's a
gonna tell you.
locker room
She's got
thing. Okay. That she's not the first coach to do that.
8 points, $8 million, baby. Is it worth it?
Say that again.
That's what they lost last year
Oh,
as a sport. $8 million.
Yeah. A little bit skewed number with the way they do the accounting, but yes, it loses money. Women's basketball loses
7.9.
money. Yeah, and if they get credit for some of the TV money. It would
No,
be
but
a
I mean,
little bit-
the athletic director says we can't afford to invest money on a much more profitable sport.
That's what he's saying right now.
That's what he's saying,
Yeah.
right?
That's,
Okay.
He's starting to say that a little
That's
bit louder
ass
right
backwards.
now. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You know how they call it, we got a restaurant with like 3 locations, and one is just rolling, and the other one's just losing. Robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of deal? Is it that old, saying?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I've heard it.
So usually, you're going to shut down you're going to quit investing on your profitable one? That's usually not the way you go. This is business, right?
You'd be hard-pressed to convince me that any athletic director going back 15 years has properly invested in men's basketball at LSU. This isn't just Verge has been on the job for a few months.
No, but
this is going back multiple ADs.
He's trying to lay the groundwork
yeah.
for it. He's trying to justify this
Because
lack of
they
movement.
have spent
Yes.
this amount of money
Right.
on everything
And
else,
if you're
yeah.
borrowing against money that you're getting from, future profits that you're getting from the league, and you dug yourself a hole where you can't get out of, and you can't. Well, okay, well, but, I mean, 8-point game, $8 million.
And he wouldn't be the first athletic director to say, "Listen, we're going to take care of football 10 times over, and everything else will fall where it falls." It's not quite that way at LSU because of the dominance of the
But
baseball
you could
program.
take a different approach in the women's and lose less. I promise you.
That was what the whole idea was. You remember when Skip Bertman said that Simone Augustus was the most important recruit that LSU'd ever had because they were going to put more people in the arena to watch her play than they ever had. He goes, it doesn't mean we're going to make money because the sport is not set up for you to make money the way it's structured, but you can lose less, okay? And that happened when Augustus and Fowles were here and they went to the Final Four 5 straight years. They filled the building.
And then when Woody contacts, Mulkey, she said, "Y'all don't want to win. Y'all don't want to win women's basketball. No, y'all don't want to pay to win."
Yeah.
I mean the staff. I mean, she's got an army of a staff.
She
I
does.
mean, it just. So I mean, every girl on there makes around $100,000. I mean, I don't care if they play a lick or not; they're making $100,000 minimum. Yeah, a little less, but right at.
You also have to give her credit because she hustles money.
No, no.
The fundraising that doesn't necessarily show up on your
still lose
ledger.
$8 million.
Well, the fundraising doesn't necessarily always show up on that balance sheet.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But are they losing money? Yes, that's indisputable. Are they losing as much money as it appears on paper? Probably not. Probably not. Just of the way it's accounted. Okay. But if you're going to slant this towards they should be paying more attention to men's basketball, you'll get no argument from me. We'll see in a few weeks what they decide.
What do you think about the last, decision to go for the bucket up 8 when the closing line was 9.5?
I thought for a while he saw the shot clock running down and did what is instinctive and put the shot up before the shot clock expired.
When they were dribble
With
down,
about 5 seconds
dribble down
left.
mode. Huh?
They were in dribble down mode, and there was 5.
And Ole Miss had done. They
Ole Miss was done.
Quit fouling.
I think muscle memory took over. The shot clock was almost expired. She put the ball up. I didn't read anything more into it than that. And they missed anyway. So they missed twice actually.
No,
I understand that doesn't matter to your point. You're asking.
You set yourself up for this.
Were they
when you do this kind of stuff, you set yourself up
to go from 8 to 10, which they would have covered.
Beat the closing line.
Yeah, would have covered. No, I didn't think for a while it was in attack mode. She had gone to the goal 2 possessions
Charlie,
earlier.
You're watching the game.
Yeah.
When she's dribbling it out, and there's going to be a 4-second differential.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances as she's going to the goal? When Ole Miss is not fouling.
You asked me what I thought. I thought that her instincts are to put the ball up before the shot clock expires.
Okay, and that may be.
That's all I thought I read into it.
So we don't know when we watch these games. Can you bet on these games now?
You can.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, did Mulkey get mad at her player when she didn't run clock and she took an uncontested layup?
She did, because at that time
Right.
it could have cost you.
So
if she
there's
misses
no
that
way
layup,
Mulkey says, "Okay, now go." There's no way.
It's a 2-possession game when she took that earlier layup, okay? She misses that. Ole Miss goes down and hits a 3. The game is now hanging in the balance. The game's not hanging in the balance with a 6-point lead with 4 seconds to go. I think Mulkey would have probably preferred her to dribble it out, but I didn't think it wasn't as significant as
this ain't the first basketball game I watch, women or men, okay? And let me tell you about the rhyme or reason and the code. You know, some people get all upset because they got a bet on this side or that side with the code. No, you're supposed to dribble it out here. No, you're supposed to back off and not foul here. No, there is no rhyme or reason to anything. Okay, so I'm painting the whole picture here.
Right.
But, man, when you do this kind of stuff, then people start to chirp. This was a high-profile game. Stephen A. Smith was there.
Yeah.
This was on ESPN.
Yeah, I didn't read anything into it other than the shot clock was running down. If she dribbled,
the Portland Trailblazers and Memphis Grizzlies in the same situation.
Like you said, there's no rhyme or reason to it. If she had dribbled it out, I wouldn't have thought anything of that either. I wasn't clued into that at 78-70 with 35 seconds to go, and there's going to be
because you saw a different line. You didn't know. Had you known the line was 9.5, would you have?
Maybe. I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking
when
of the line from earlier in the day.
When she was dribbling it out, did you think she was going to go attack the rim?
I did not.
Of course not.
I did not. I thought she would dribble it out.
Of course not.
But if you're asking me, was she thinking about anything other than the shot clock running down?
No. That's not what I'm you lend yourself to when things happen like this. There's no it just.
You asked me what I thought. I thought she saw the shot clock running down.
Why is she going to go? Because instinct took over, but she's clearly in dribble mode. It's just. You got to listen to your coach. I doubt Mulkey wanted her to go to goal there.
Probably no. It's
way.
a 6-point lead.
No way.
Dribble it out. They're going to dribble out.
They're
going to dribble out. I'm sorry, it's an 8-point lead. They're going to dribble out the other 4 seconds.
Now, with me being saying, I see coaches take off. Nope, don't foul anymore. No, I mean when they're still kind of in the game, and I see some foul. With 4 seconds to go, down 12. I mean, so there is no rhyme or reason. There's no code. I see some in the NBA where they dribble out 3 possessions.
Mm-hmm.
They dribble out
If
three
it's a
possessions,
20-point
and I've
lead or
seen
something
somewhere
like
oh no, it used to be the losing team is always going to try and score.
You watch Van Pelt every Monday
Did
night.
you?
We signed up for 40.
No, but did Ole Miss try and score at the end?
They did not.
They did not.
They did not.
You know, so
Not the
there's
last
no
possession.
really, there's
They
no
didn't.
rhyme or reason, but it's listen to you, coach. She's getting paid a lot of money to give out instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to her, huh? But we can't afford to get a men's coach, huh?
Different kettle of fish.
Our appetizer features today over here at Ruffino's, the shrimp cocktail, and the crawfish and spinach dip. That's right, in the Lenten season. Yes, indeed, a couple of the seafood items here. We got all kinds of Lenten specials in addition to our regular seafood items on the regular menu. Entree features today, crispy speckled trout. With Chef Patrick does a great job on that speckled trout, and then the seafood lasagna with the crab, shrimp, and crawfish, and Romero cream sauce pesto. Suggested wine pairings: a cake bread Sauvignon Blanc out of Napa Valley. So it is definitely a Lenten theme to our specials over here at Ruffino's.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950. So, what's the schedule?
All right. At 12, second segment of the 12 o'clock hour, we're going to go to Rabelais in Florida with the baseball team for a seg. And then the seg after that at 12:30, Ace Seminary.
Okay, but we're still doing.
Yeah, everything else is normal. Everything else is normal. We're just adding those two.
So just Rabelais 12:15 and Ace Seminary 12:30.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle.
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And the wind go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
That's worth mentioning.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, let's go out to San Diego, bring in Chris Massaro. But Charlie, Patrick Wright, who's seen more of LSU's women's basketball, shed some light on that end of the game situation, which I would lean on Patrick more than anybody.
Patrick's seen every minute of every game. He said Mulkey's policy in game has always been to dribble out the clock if there is no shot clock. If there's any time on the shot clock, they're free to try to score. They have never taken a shot clock violation in that spot like they do in the NBA.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Patrick. Assist. Dropping dimes. Patrick Wright.
Come on, man. Thank you, Patrick.
Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I can sleep at night knowing that she's never taken a shot clock violation. Unbelievable.
There you go. Well, good. That's why we're here. What you got, man? What you got tomorrow? You looking at these lines are trickling out on the college basketball slate tomorrow?
Yeah, there's one game I'm looking at. I know it's we don't usually do any NBA. I want to talk about the game tonight. The Charlotte Hornets hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you remember, about a month ago, ESPN had the full hype machine going for the Charlotte Hornets. They did a ESPN game with the main crew. Cleveland was coming to town, and before you looked up, Cleveland had a huge lead in the first quarter. Charlotte battled back a little bit, made it a game late, but ended up losing. And I just feel like this is a pretty big revenge spot. I know both of these teams played last night. Charlotte kind of gave one away against Houston. But you got the Cavs coming down off of a game last night, so travel involved. And it's just one I've been looking at for a while. I've been waiting for it, and it's just a revenge angle where they kind of didn't live up to the expectations of having the big ESPN game at their place for the first time in a long time. And I think the Hornets are going to be ready to play tonight. I played it overnight at +5, -122. Thinking about getting involved in the first half as well. I just like the angle as a revenge game for the Hornets.
Up to 6.5. Now the obvious is the public's on Cleveland's side because I think they are undefeated. They are undefeated since the Harden acquisition, and I think they're undefeated against the spread also. So they've been blasting some teams pretty good. Sort of that acquisition seems like it is. Look, they're looking for these teams in the NBA, no matter what their situation is, looking for regular season motivation. It seems like they got a little spark plug. So that lines up to 6.5 now. I don't think it's done climbing with the public support maybe on Cleveland.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you're still playing a team that sits pretty good, can shoot the ball really well. Like I said, they had a decent lead on Houston last night. Kind of let it slip away. James Harden, whatever. He's puts up good stats. We all know his story. When it comes to the playoffs, he'll be nowhere to be found. I'm not buying into it. And if the Cavs beat me to go to the finals, so be it. I'm not going to be invested much into the Cavs this postseason.
No, I want to be on the House's side too. There's no doubt, but I'm just telling you that. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they're undefeated and the closest game they probably did not cover at Sacramento, where they won by 6 because Sacramento was one of the tanking teams. But every other game they have the game at Denver, they were clearly an underdog. They against Joker. So. Anyway, all right. The college basketball slate. What you looking at?
Well, tonight there's a couple games that kind of caught my attention. You have St. Louis against VCU. St. Louis had their 18-game winning streak snapped, and VCU coming to town on a 10-game winning streak. Sometimes these teams that have the big winning streak, when they lose, they seem to not play great the second game out. Just look at Arizona this past week, lost 2 games. I saw Ken Baum had this at 8 last night. I don't know what the number is.
7.5
right now. Do you guys have it in front of you? 7.5. I'd be on VCU or pass here. I figure VCU only shot 28.6% in the previous matchup, only 25% from three. Figure they should improve a little bit, although St. Louis is a very good defensive team. So just one of the games I was looking at, maybe have a play on St. Louis. The other big game tonight is Indiana at Purdue. Revenge game for Purdue. Indiana beat them 72-67 on January 27th. Both teams shot really well that game. Indiana shot 64.7% from two, so you don't expect that to continue.
Right.
I would probably lean Purdue, probably lean the under in that game tonight.
Speaking of that hot shooting in West Lafayette by Michigan, now they're 2.5-point favorites in a high-profile game tomorrow. Top two teams, NET, top 2 or 3 in Ken Palm, Michigan and Duke, DC, Cap One Center. Michigan's 2.5. Michigan has one of the highest, historically highest Ken Palm ratings of all time. You have a stance on tomorrow's big one in DC between Michigan and Duke?
Well, I think if both of these teams play their A game, no doubt Michigan's going to get the victory. Duke's going to have to bring some high-intensity defense. They didn't have that the other night against Syracuse. I guess they kind of just had a big lead and kind of let up a little bit in the second half. Syracuse got 40 points, very unusual for Duke to give up 40 points and a half. But I just think this Michigan team, when they're playing the way they've been playing lately, it's almost unstoppable. You saw the quotes from the Purdue coach the other night just saying this team is it's so constructed well with the NIL. They got guards, they have forwards, they got Mara in the middle. And they got a great coach and Dusty May. So when they're firing on all cylinders, they're going to be tough to beat. It would be Michigan or pass for me. I don't think it's not an MSG game. I don't think the Duke contingent is going to be as strong as GC. Maybe it is. I'm not sure, but I would lean Michigan. I'd probably just play it on the money line if I had to, 2.5. You don't want to win by 1 or 2 and not get the money. But I'm just really impressed with this Michigan team, and I'm almost wondering how good Duke is. This great rating, the great pick Ken Palm, but again, a very weak ACC this year. I just don't think they're as good as last year's team, and I said it all year. If you couldn't win it with Conca-Nipple and Cooper Flagg, I don't think you're going to win it this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. But man, that Boozer is. I mean, he is a physically developed. I mean, just a mature player, physically and mentally. Man, just takes high percentage. It's tough, man. They are tough, but I'll be on Michigan in that one. Here's a line adjustment based on an injury in another key game in the Big 12. This one's Iowa State. Their big win, come from behind, double-digit deficit late in the game against Houston. They win it at Ames. We know how tough that place is to play. Now they travel to BYU. In BYU, the Ken Palm line was projected to be 1.5. The Cougars at home. Well, without Saunders, who is out for the season ACL, Big 12, the BYU and Texas Tech taking big blows injury-wise. Now Iowa State's 3.5. 5-point difference, and Iowa State coming off of an emotional win at home. A little bit of an over adjustment by the odds makers here.
I would definitely say an over adjustment. The Cyclones coming off those 2 big home wins, Kansas and Houston. Houston with when they got the miracle cover the other night with the free throws. BYU, they only had 2 home losses. I know Saunders was there for both of them, but they were against Arizona and Houston, pretty much the 2 best teams, 2 of the 4 best teams in the country. So I haven't played the game. I saw the Ken Palm had it at like a pick early, and then you're saying 3.5 now. It would definitely be BYU a pass. You figure A.J. Devonta is going to have a huge game. And this Iowa State team, as good as they are, they still are a team that lives and dies by the 3, and they don't make free throws. A very, very bad shooting, free throw shooting team. They're after the game the other night, they're below 67%, one of the worst teams in the country. Another Big 12 game I wanted to mention too is another injury with JT Toppin out. Maybe we get an over in this K-State Texas Tech game. With Jerome Tang being fired, the interim coach is Matthew Driscoll, who was the head coach at North Florida last year. And if you remember North Florida, they were the fastest tempo team in the league, or one of the fastest in the league. They took the most threes in the league, 53% of their shots from 3. we had over on Kansas State the other night against Baylor. That got there. We had Kansas State in the game to win outright, which they did. So I'm looking at an over in that game tomorrow with topping out. I just feel like it might be type of a run-and-gun type of game, a lot of three-pointers in the air in that one.
Another Big 12 injury is Noah Pete from Arizona. He is out for tomorrow at Houston. Houston is undefeated at home. Their only losses are at on the road against Iowa State, on the road in Lubbock against Texas Tech, neutral in Las Vegas against Tennessee. Undefeated at Fertitta Center. This line was supposed to be 1.5, 2.5. It's 5.5. Your thoughts on that line adjustment based on Pete's unavailability?
Yeah, I heard that last night when it came out, and I was kind of shocked. You would figure it'd be like a 2, 2.5, 3. 5.5 seems like a lot, but a lot of times, like we talked last week, Iowa State going against Kansas, we were hoping for 3.5, 4, comes out at 6.5, close that 8.5, they blow them out. So sometimes it's in the the evidence is in the line and how big it is, and maybe this is Houston's game to bounce back. They played well against Iowa State, kind of gave the game away.
Yeah.
I'd probably lean Houston, but 5.5 tough to lay for a team that doesn't score a lot of points and really relies on their defense. It's going to be a great game to watch. Interesting, that's kind of an earlier tip for that one. I was kind of surprised.
Hey, you have been paying attention to any of the NBA tanking? Do you have any solutions? They throw in a little bit. It looks like Adam Silver has woken up from his 5-year nap and is trying to address and show some leadership here. But any thoughts on this? Because it's now, because the media just grilled him during All-Star Weekend. And so it is a lot of things are coming into play. We'll see if he finally shows some leadership. But any thoughts on maybe the best solution in this tanking issue?
Well, the people that are saying that you can't have the draft is, I think those people are insane. I heard Stan Van Gundy yapping about it yesterday saying, oh, there's no need to have a draft. Everyone should be a free agent. Well, Stan, no one's going to go to Memphis or Washington.
Or New Orleans.
Or New Orleans. Yeah, no one's coming to New Orleans. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. There needs to be, like this year, and I don't know if this is the solution, but, Cooper Flagg went to Dallas. Well, Dallas was in the play-in. I'm not sure why teams in the play-in should be allowed to be in they were in the play-in. They didn't win the play-in. They didn't make the playoffs. I don't think that team should be eligible for the draft pick. I don't think you should be able to get a certain height of a draft pick back-to-back years. Maybe if you get the first pick and then you're bad again the next year, the best pick you could get is 6. You limit it so that the tanking isn't as extreme as it is. And what's crazy is last year no one tanked harder than Utah, and they didn't get anywhere close to the top 3 picks. They missed out on the whole thing. So, I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything with the ping pong balls. I'm hoping they make some changes because, watching these games and you have a bet on them and all of a sudden the whole team's not coming out in the fourth quarter, it's just kind of screws with the integrity of the sport.
All right, follow Chris on Twitter at Real Gage. That's GADGE, capital R, capital G. On
Hey, one
Twitter.
more.
Yes, go ahead.
I got one more for you, Jimmy.
All right.
I just, this one piqued my attention just due to the spot. UCLA obviously got blown out on this Midwest road trip. It's either they're going to be all in tomorrow or they're going to just quit on the season. I think Mick Cronin has one more in him. You got the Illini coming for their first West Coast road trip. They've been there for one game. They smoked USC, but USC didn't have any players. So they're hanging out in Southern California for a couple of days, waiting for UCLA. Give me UCLA plus the points tomorrow. I really like that one.
Need something out of him, man. He is really wearing out his welcome with the whining. I mean, it is overdone. You can go back to where previously when they were flying commercial before he got there. It wasn't that long ago. Follow Chris on Twitter, Real Gage, again. Chris, good luck to you this weekend, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a
All
great
right, don't
weekend.
forget our friends at a Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get with their long-standing team. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona. Weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Looking at the Olympics, we got the semifinals set in the men's hockey, and here we go again. Finland's on top 2-1 in the second period. What's that?
Third period.
I'm sorry, Max. What?
Third period. Now.
Third period. I'm sorry. How much time left?
About 12 minutes to go.
12 minutes. That's it. Finish them off this time. Come on. Don't let one of them little dribblers go through your legs. Finn goal. Max, 1980, Lake Placid. The biggest win for the U.S. Olympic team was?
Miracle on Ice.
Against who?
USSR.
That was in a gold medal game?
It was a weird format. It was like there was not like a bracket. It was the most points, as I understand. I learned that this year.
Gold medal game was Finland.
Okay, but it was that game itself was in like
it was basically the
round robin.
It was basically it was semifinal.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So they get the last game winning goal, shorthanded, 2 of them. Okay, there you go. All right, what were you doing in 1980, Troy?
Oh, I was not born yet. Still half decade away.
Charlie wasn't either.
Oh, if wishing made it so. I was watching that game. I watched that game with my parents. One of the few games I watched with my parents.
The Finn game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday morning.
Yep.
And because the Soviet game was not aired live.
It wasn't Sunday. No, that's the whole thing.
On Friday afternoon, it was tape delayed.
Yes,
It was
yes.
tape delayed.
I need to watch that. I need to go back and watch the whole game.
Oh, look, the Soviets dominated the game but lost.
Wait, I'm sorry, Troy, what?
I have a signed hockey puck staring at me in the face right now, signed by Jim Craig, who is the goalie of the Miracle on Ice team.
We were just discussing, Max actually brought that up. Who was the most popular U.S. Winter Olympic athlete ever? And I thought either Eruzione or Craig or Eric Hayden. Who would you say, Troy?
So if you had to pick someone from the Miracle on Ice team, I think it's Eruzione. He became more of the spokesperson for the team.
Yes.
I think he probably had the best NHL career if he ever did play in the NHL. I feel like he may have had a cup of coffee. So but I think that's the only representative. Honestly, I was born in 1985, so I shift more towards the 90s. I would think, you're talking potentially women's figure skating, Christy Yamaguchi, Nancy Kerrigan, Bonnie Blair, potentially. I think if you're looking then at skiers, you put in potentially Peekaboo Street or Bodie Miller or even Lindsey Vonn. I think it's Mike Eruzione, or I would probably say Bonnie Blair.
I think Lindsey Vonn might be.
She's only got 1 gold medal, but she's
I
very
know, but
famous.
she's popular.
I thought about Sean White, but he's more an X Games guy.
But
that's kind of the Olympics are based on tradition, and that's not a traditional.
My answer in my lifetime was Apollo Ono, just because everyone kind of knew.
He was at the game yesterday, huh? The women's game. He was posting. I saw him.
Okay.
Yeah. I tell you what, we got a candidate after yesterday. I mean, I killed the men's figure skater, but I didn't kill the girl from UCLA. That was awesome last night. I mean, her whole story, and Charlie reminds me that it's about the stories and the feature story and things like that. But man, that was in an Olympics where the stress has gotten to him, and we saw the slalom skier, the downhill skier for the U.S. finally get over her miscues and get that gold. That gold medal. By the way, your boy Tarico's been awesome, in the studio and this whole things, Max, with these interviews and stuff. He's been really, really good. She's like, she was obviously buzzing. She was celebrating after, and she dropped an expletive, and she says, I'm having my first espresso martini ever. And how does he say he doesn't turn his nose up? He says, all smiles and fun, as it should be. Just kind of, he's just really the right guy for it. But, man, the girl she'd been through it. She quit. She had a different perspective, and she was by far the least stressed and went out and just let her skate and do it. It was awesome. I don't know if you saw it, Troy.
Yeah, I did. And, now that I have two little girls, so we've been watching a lot of figure skating, and it was really impressive. I mean, just how comfortable she was on the ice.
Yes.
The only, negative I take away is so the story obviously was just she's so free. She's skating without stress. She's in control, and my whole thing is how come no one else is in control? I know I get it. You prepare for this one shot every 4 years. Certainly, there's world championships and national championships and whatnot, but it said a lot about how people are kind of, especially in Olympic sports, how people are kind of okay with the stressors and control that coaches have and handlers and the pressure that is built up on these people, where it's just why aren't more athletes in control? certainly we see it a little bit in college sports where the athletes are starting to get paid, and so they're getting a little bit more of that control back. But it was just a weird dichotomy between, like, she needed to leave
Troy,
the sport and come back and be more mature.
I'll try and put my BA in psychology to work here because she was so talented. She can afford a year and a half away from training. And she could go and be a UCLA student, which is a heck of is usually a top 5 public university, on the rankings. I mean, and she said she went to her first concerts and she traveled and she could actually have most of those athletes don't. It requires so much of a commitment, and it provided her talent, provided her a different perspective. Where, I mean, it was clear as we watched the Canadians tie it up 2-2. Troy, we were discussing this going to the break. Do you want an easier path for the U.S. or do you want a U.S. Canada final on Sunday morning?
I'm shaking my head here. I don't want the easier path. I want Canada.
Okay.
I had a discussion at a bar last week with some buddies about what our favorite Winter Olympic sports were. My 3 are I love speed skating. I love anything with jumping. And I said my number 1 is a bit of a wrinkle, but it's any gold medal hockey game between Canada and the U.S. I think that's my favorite Olympic event. Every game, whether it's women's or men's, gold medal on the line, that's it. And I get that, especially in men's, Canada is the superior side. That's what I want. You want to beat the best, in my opinion. And, we saw how awesome the First Nations Cup was. This is essentially going to be an NHL All-Star game if they meet in the final. I want the best on the best. I think one of the best sporting events I ever saw was the 2012 World Olympic gold medal final in Canada between Canada and the U.S. We talked about this like years ago. Sidney Crosby scored the overtime goal. It was just incredible. I want that. I want the best game possible in Canada versus the U.S.
Well,
gives you that excitement, gives you that build.
Don't tell you sweet little girls I question your patriotism. But Max, you have a comment?
No, I was just going to mention, Jimmy. We were reminiscing, Troy and I. We were in New York City watching this match of the Four Nations final, U.S. and Canada, and the bars in New York City were popping for that. And that's the thing. That was memorable because of how big of a game that was. Yeah. Sure, the U.S. winning goal would be great, but in all sincerity, we'd love to beat Canada. That was a great game. Now, there won't be as much fighting in this one in the Olympics, unfortunately.
Why not?
But the Olympics does not allow fighting. They crack down on it a lot more.
Is that all you have to do? Disallow it? Charlie? Charlie, I didn't know it's that easy.
In the Olympics maybe.
Troy has the Olympics, and even with the time challenges, have we seen a little bit of juice in the handle?
Yeah, we have. I mean, obviously, the last Olympics, Winter Olympics, I believe was impacted by COVID, and, we were still coming up in new states, but I've seen a massive increase in the number of large bets. We're taking, $1,000 bets on specific winners of niche events, different lengths of disciplines in speed skating and Nordic combined and things like that. The handle on the women's gold medal hockey game was huge. Curling it's that marquee sport that everyone, it's kind of like around March Madness, everyone is Googling what channel is True TV. Well, for the Olympics, everyone starts reading up on curling, and curling is such a liquid market. People love betting on that. So we've seen a massive uptick in betting on the Olympics this year, and so it's been very good to see. And, I think if Canada and USA play in the men's hockey final, it's going to be a massive handle.
You going to the game in D.C. tomorrow?
So I acquired a credential.
Good.
And then it dawned on me that I had also booked a father-daughter dance at my daughter's school.
Parenting's overrated, Troy. Come on, Michigan Duke.
I'm well aware, and I tried to convince my wife that my daughter in pre-K is going to have 9 more of these, and I'm not going to have another chance to see Boozer versus the number 1 team in the country. I'm debating whether or not I pull like a Fred Flintstone, where I go to the dinner date and also the Water Buffalo Lounge. I know Max won't understand that, but it's a common TV trope of being in 2 places at once because I really don't want to miss Duke, Michigan in my backyard. I mean, this is the national. There's like 3 potential national championship matchups that really could happen, and we get We're getting both of them this weekend in Arizona, Houston, and Michigan, Duke. This is basically the Final Four. This game's going to be just incredible. Michigan's so good. Duke, their players are so good. I'm super fired up that I won't be able to watch it because I'll be dancing with my 4-year-old daughter.
I know you lose in that one. I know. Charlie, there's no doubt.
Mom's undefeated, man.
Yep.
Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Macker, Machir. All right, Troy. We'll see you, buddy, and talk to you on Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
man.
one.
Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank. The locations are Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, my man Prentice Wilkes. Stop on by and see our great team of bankers at United Community Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
There's some more memories from that 1980, since we're talking about hockey here for just one more minute. When I said the Soviets dominated that game, they outshot the Americans 39-16. So Jim Craig really was, I mean, he gave up 3 goals, but on 39 shots, the Russians just peppered the net. There were a couple of things that happened in that game. Mark Johnson, who was the center for the U.S., kept skating to the end of the first period. And the Russians had kind of figured the clock was going to run out, and Johnson scored with 1 second to go in the first period. Because of that, the Russians put Vyacheslav Tretiak, who was the best goaltender in the world, on the bench for the last two periods. And, of course, the United States got 2 goals in the third period to win that. Hour number 2, straight ahead here from Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM, Radio250BM, and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open to new users in Louisiana, age 21 or older. Licensed in Horseshoe, Bossier City, and Caesars New Orleans. Minimum odds -500. Award is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos or full term. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Dallas. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Otten Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Your business's curb appeal matters, so let Cajun Soft Wash help you make a great first impression. Their expert soft washing safely cleans storefronts, parking lots, and commercial buildings, removing dirt, algae, and grime. Trust Cajun Soft Wash. Certified, insured, and locally owned. Schedule your cleaning today at CajunSoftWash.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Brucey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, just watching some hockey here this morning.
Hasn't it
Nothing
been
like waking up and watching hockey.
Hasn't it been good though? Huh?
It's been dramatic. I mean, a couple of days ago, we had 3 straight games going to overtime, and
Right.
They've got. I think this we saw it in the women's game yesterday. That would have been a 20-minute 3-on-3. Now they don't before they go to a shootout. Now they never get to 20 minutes, but they were at 10 minutes overtime in the knockout rounds, and we may have that coming up again here with Canada and Finland. But it's been dramatic, if nothing else, and I think the hockey's generally been pretty good. Although that was a little, it was kind of tedious, the American game on Wednesday. We'll see what happens this afternoon because they've got could be a tough one here with Slovakia, which has really been a surprise.
Who was that against? Against Sweden? You talking about?
Yeah, Sweden.
Why tedious? What do you mean?
Well, look at the score. I mean, nobody was breaking through.
Right.
I mean,
right.
it was that was almost a 1-0 game until that Zibanejad pulled just outside a minute when they pulled the goalie. But that looked like playoff hockey. It really did. It was tense, and these are all NHL guys for the most part. Slovakia is not loaded with NHL guys, although they have got. Slavkovsky has probably been the best player in the tournament thus far, and he's from Montreal. But these are, you're watching Finland right now with Canada. This is NHL team on Finland's side. We know Canada's all NHL, but a lot of the Dallas Stars are playing for Finland here. So, it's NHL versus NHL now. It really is. It really is.
Could you have a less talented team with better chemistry? Maybe in Finland, is that what maybe that's keeping them being competitive, or was just Canadian team that was we got a Canadian Finn penalty here. Canada just missed a shot, an opportunity to score, and now it looks like they're going to go to a penalty with just over 2 minutes to go in regulation in this 2-2 game, but. A lot of we were talking during the break, Bruce, about some people chirping that this is the best Canadian team ever assembled. Your thoughts?
I think in the NHL at Olympics era it is because you got. Just the other day, McKinnon scores, assists McDavid and Celebrini. You can't get any better than that. So the depth they have in these 4 lines is something else. But this is still hockey, and this is a one-off here. And Finland these are all NHL guys in Finland too. Like I said, it's most of Dallas's team. You got Rantanen, you got Rupe Hintz, you got Heiskanen. These are NHL guys playing NHL guys here. This Canadian team really blew me away when I looked at it, and early on they looked tremendous here. But you get a hot goalie, and these are NHL goalies. Saros is Nashville's goalie, and he's coming up really big.
It's a fun thing about sports.
Here.
Sometimes the best rosters don't make the best teams. It's just that simple.
Yeah, and it's tough in an international team. I'm not sure how you can do it better because you just don't have that much time getting them together. I think it helps Finland. They got some guys who play on the same team,
right?
And there are some for the Canadian team too. But again, these are all. This really is an all-star tournament, and NHL guys everywhere. And once in a while, you can get even the worst NHL teams can beat the best ones sometimes. So that's what. And this is hardly the worst team here for Finland. These are some very good NHL players they've got.
I got a pretty limited knowledge of Canadian hockey, but the '98 team had Wayne Gretzky on it, Eric Lindros on it, Steve Yzerman on it. Ray Bork on it, who was a great defenseman. Patrick Waugh.
Not Messier. I'm sorry.
Lemieux wasn't on that.
Lemieux.
He wasn't on that team.
Okay.
And then they had Patrick Waugh in goal,
He's
along
pretty good.
with Curtis Joseph, Cujo, and Martin Brodeur. So that's 3 great goalies, and they finished 4th. They didn't even medal, okay, with all of that talent. So
power play, just 15 seconds left. Canada in the Finn zone, but man, I saw yesterday in the women's, Bruce, that they actually went to the intermission, not like the 3 overtime games. Up the goal with 35 seconds to go.
And who else? Nathan McKinnon.
Wow. So there was with 2 seconds to go in the power play, Canada takes a 3-2 lead. So it's been. Hey, these games have been tight. And the other thing, Bruce, is I don't know why I'm drawn to the Olympics a little bit more, but in the era when one of our favorite sports, traditional sports, is having all of the conversations about how to cure tanking, 9 teams tanking before the All-Star break in the NBA. Man, we want the athletes to care a little bit, and even these are some pros playing in international amateur competition. It's obvious they care in this sport.
Oh, they do. By the way, you were about 30 seconds ahead of me there because I'm watching on
sorry,
USA.
Brucey.
I just saw Canada's score here, and it looks like it was McKinnon who did the deal. Oh my God! So there we go. Your question here about and this, there's something endemic about hockey, and you can, and we saw this in the Four Nations last year, which they took the place of the All-Star game, and this is that's one thing. Now the NBA they tried to mimic that last week in the All-Star game, but when you put, I don't know that the divisions. There's a lot of European players in the NBA, I know, but the history of that as versus hockey. I mean, there's some real established hockey countries too, and also in the NBA All-Star game, they put world on one team, and so it's hard to get any national fervor going when the other team just says world on it, and it's not country versus country. So I think the NBA is never going to get that.
But Bruce, but in defense now, the NHL All-Star game sucks. Okay, it's nothing like this.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Well, it does. That's why they had changed the NHL All-Star game before last year. They decided, I think this Four Nations thing is better. So they'll get that.
Yes.
I think that's going to replace it going forward. But the NHL All-Star game was bad. And they sort of changed the format of that a few years ago.
And look, Bruce, the NBA All-Star game is not the Four Nations, but this past Sunday was way better. It was way better. I mean, So, I mean, at least, and they just mimicked what the Four Nations did. It can't duplicate the sport of hockey. I mean, when you're competitive, you're on skates and you can get your butt cracked, up against the wall. I mean, it's not the NBA, but I saw, just look at the scores. The scores were down. They're playing. There were free throws. I saw a guy take a charge. I saw some defense, in the last 2 minutes of those little 12-minute games. In the attention span of this era, I don't know. I liked it, and I'll watch it again. It's,
it was better. It was better, but they sort of changed the format again too, the quarter-by-quarter thing, I believe.
Yes.
Which is sort of what the NHL did several years ago with their All-Star game. They've come to the conclusion you can't have a full game the way the All-Star games had been going. But my point is, until you get actual country versus...
Oh, the goal is good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. The goal is good.
I saw them reviewing it. You're 30 seconds ahead of me there, so I'm... They're still reviewing it when I'm watching. But until they get country versus country in the NBA, you're going to lack that little extra fervor that they had in the Four Nations. That was not the electricity of the Four Nations at the NBA All-Star game. It was better than it was before. But you can't put one team world. I mean, it's not Sweden, it's not Finland, it's not France, it's not Spain, it's not Germany, it's not Italy. It's world. And that doesn't inspire the sort of passions when all you're just saying is world versus the other side. At USA. So we'll see. But it was better. I agree. It was better than it had been in the NBA.
The late this was a 2.5 goal spread. It's obviously come. This has been dog friendly on these puck lines. I think this will be the fifth straight cover, in the quarterfinal, semifinal. Bruce,
I
two and a
think
half
so,
goal puck line again with the U.S. In about an hour.
I'd be very leery of that. With Slovakia, I think, has played as good or better than any team in this tournament thus far. And that's sort of a surprise. They do not have the overload of NHL players on Slovakia like they have on these other teams. But Slafkowski, the forward, the winger for Montreal, has been the best player in the tournament thus far. And he has been really something. So I'm interested to see how the Americans will keep him limited. And this, like you said, these underdogs, these games have been close here in the playoff round. We may get another one in an hour.
Yes, indeed. Brucey, you look at anything in the college basketball slate tonight?
Interestingly, I am. I mean, it's a pretty light schedule on Fridays, as you know. Nothing like those Thursdays, though.
That's why we're leaning on you, Bruce. We don't know these teams.
That's lower mid-major. Well, I'll tell you, we do have a couple of good ones going tonight. Now, St. Louis lost a game the other night at Rhode Island, and they hadn't really, unlike Miami, Ohio, which did win the other night. They're both in action tonight. Miami, Ohio had been flying really close to the flame in some of these games. St. Louis had been pretty much rolling through, but they went flat at Rhode Island and lost the other night. They play VCU tonight, Phil Martelli Jr., and I think the Rams, now they have got 10 straight wins themselves, and I think they put themselves in a good spot on the bubble if you get an extra A-10 team in there. St. Louis is home, and they beat these guys at Richmond by 9 last month. But VCU had one of its worst shooting nights of the year. I think VCU plus the points is pretty interesting tonight. And you're getting about 8 or so there, I think, 7.5, 8. Now, Miami O also in action tonight. Yeah, 7.5. Miami O also in action. How about these guys? Still unbeaten. Now, Joe Lenardi and some others don't have them for sure as an at-large yet. Maybe mostly because of that schedule. It's ranked 331st toughest schedule. They didn't play too many people in the non-conference, but they do keep winning. And you look at the offensive stats, highest scoring team in the country, best shooting percentage in the country, fourth best in three-point. I mean, this team can really score. Now, tonight, they play Bowling Green at home at Oxford. And it's not a big spread. They beat Bowling Green easier than that score indicated the first time. I would almost give Miami a look here at this price tonight against Bowling Green. By the way, Bowling Green did once upon a time knock off an undefeated team in late February, 1963, when Loyola Chicago came into Bowling Green, and Nate Thurman led Bowling Green to an upset over the unbeaten at that point Loyola Ramblers, who went on to win the national title. So just a little history there for Bowling Green. I don't think it repeats tonight. Here's one other one tonight I would watch. Green Bay is playing Oakland. Packers, Raiders, Super Bowl II, not quite. This is college, Green Bay and Oakland, Michigan. Now, Doug Gottlieb went on a
oh yeah,
Nick Cronin-like rant the other night, and he got suspended, and he will be out of this game tonight. Kerry Rupp, who had been a head coach at La Tech at one point, a little bit at Utah, will be taking his spot tonight. But Green Bay hasn't been playing that bad lately. I do think Gottlieb had a point the other night in the Milwaukee game, or on Sunday, I guess. Oakland has started to fade here. They're really the defense. Well, it's not a defensive team anyway, but they've lost 3 in a row. They did beat Green Bay really badly the first time in Green Bay. But I sort of like the dynamics here. I could see Green Bay circling the wagons for Gottlieb tonight and playing for the assistant coach Rupp. Green Bay plus 6.5, interesting dog. One more in the Ivy tonight. Brown playing Princeton. They only take four top teams in the Ivies to the tournament. Princeton is right now a game out of 4th. This is not a vintage year for Princeton. I mean, their best player from last year is now down in Florida, Xavier Lee. But they're not that bad. Brown is at the bottom of the league. There are 2 constants in the Ivy this year, Yale at the top and Brown at the bottom. Everybody else is sort of mixed. This is a game Princeton has to win tonight to stay in the mix. They're a slight dog tonight in Providence. Princeton. I'll go in the Ivies. I'll venture into that dangerous territory tonight.
Bruce, Shaka Smart, Anthony Grant, Will Wade, Ryan Odom, who's now Virginia. Now, was J.D. Barnett? Did he coach at VCU? I was like, I'm not. Or am I getting confused with Tulsa? I'm talking about mid-major stepping stone jobs. Xavier, those VCU one of the best, huh? At producing, high major successful coaches.
Yeah, they've been really good. They've been really good with that, and I dare say it'll be again with Martelli Jr.
Okay.
Because he won at Bryant when he was there. We know his bloodlines are good, and he's got VCU playing really, really well. So I could see Martelli being the next moving up. But you're absolutely right. This has been a great stepping stone job, and I think tonight, very interesting game. That's probably the best game on the card tonight.
Remember when Will Wade got here, he talked about how good the facilities were?
Yes.
The arena and the basketball facility and things like that, at VCU. All right, Brucey, get your red, white, and blue on. We got to get this. We got to beat these Canucks, boy. We got to, knock them down. They're a little too proud in Canada, man. So anyway, we'll see you.
I'm watching more hockey than I do during the regular season. This is really something.
It's been fun. We are too. The Olympics.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bruce. Good luck this weekend.
Have fun, boys.
All right. Don't forget our friends downtown. You're staying downtown, coming in for, not this weekend, but LSU baseball games, coming to visit friends, whatever. Staying downtown, you're looking for a quick bite to eat, kind of grab and go, if you will, or just hang out with the nice weather and the outdoor seating. Check out Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, downtown on North Street, facing Town Square. It's you can get the specialty pizzas, or you can design your own. So it's fresh, it's hot, it's really good. It's generous portions, it's affordable. It's really good stuff. Downtown, again, Town Square Pizza, shaped square size is the whole thing. So really, really good stuff. Check it out. Downtown, Town Square Pizza.
We head to Jacksonville. LSU and Indiana about 45 minutes away from first pitch. Scott Rabbler covering the games for the Advocate. We'll talk to him when we come back live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It was. Yeah.
Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
And Scott Rabelais is in Jacksonville. We're about 40 minutes away from first pitch, LSU in Indiana. Rab, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing fine, guys. I'm up here in the press box of the ballpark and getting situated and ready for the first game of the Live Like Lou Classic here in Jacksonville.
ViStar Ballpark. Max, our weatherman, tells me that we know it's sunshine, but we hear that the wind may be blowing out towards center field. Is that what you're looking at right now? Is that accurate?
I'm sitting away from the window. It was windy walking in here. I know that. Looking for a flag. It's not blowing very much, but it was windy blowing coming in. Short dimensions down the lines, 321 to left, 317 to right, with like a little notch in the fences, like almost like right field Crawford boxes in right field, and 400 to center, 365 to alleys. So it's fairly similar dimensions to the box, but I would think it's a warm day. It's like Baton Rouge, is in the mid to low 80s. So the ball could be jumping out of here for sure.
A little shorter down the lines. The lefty going for Indiana today, Tony Newbeck. He's a transfer from Missouri last year. He had a double-digit ERA from Missouri. Missouri was the worst team in SEC history in the modern day, record-wise last year, 3-27. Newbeck did pitch well last week in the opener through 4 shutout innings. So the lineup that we just got here a minute ago, Curiel, Brown, Pearson is DHing today. John Pearson, who homered to end the game against Nichols, to get that right-handed bat in there. York, Milam, Aaron Beatty, Dardar, Simpson in left field, and Caraway at third. So Stanfield is listed as questionable for the weekend. He is not in this lineup against the lefty today, Scott, but there are a couple of right-handed bats in there for Jay Johnson.
Yeah, a couple of those changes. I mean, Stanfield, I think, has missed the last couple of games, right, with that bruised hand. I guess we'll ask after the game if there's anything more than that. But so a couple of changes. John Pearson as the DH. That'll be interesting. Curiel leading off, and of course Jake Brown in the 2 spot. But they got power sprinkled through the lineup. Yeah, I'm told Jeff Palermo is doing the play-by-play here. I was just talking to him and Bill Fracas. Newbeck pitched against LSU in 2022 from Missouri. So he's been around.
Yeah, he's been there for a minute. He had a real. I think his ERA was 16 last year at Mizzou. So we'll see if he has improved at all going in here. The other thing, is Kason Evans. First 3 innings were good last week. Then he ran into some trouble. Would like to see him get a little bit deeper into the game this week than he did last week. Didn't get the impression that there's any real cause for concern, but you'd like to see him get that pitch count up a little bit this week and at least get him into the 5th.
Exactly. Stretch him out more. A couple of good innings and then a bad inning, and they obviously, LSU's got the depth of pitching. They, first game they want to look at guys, so no reason to have him in there and battle. Maybe he would have battled through it in another game. Maybe he'll battle through a little adversity today if it comes up. We'll see. Indiana, as you probably said, they got swept by North Carolina on the road, and they beat Bradley at home. They're batting .228, so we'll see what kind of offense they have to go against LSU. Mendoza is not playing for the Hoosiers.
Okay, is not. Yeah, I'm not worried about Evans after one outing for 2 reasons. 3 really. Number one, I've seen him do this before. I've seen him do this as a starter, as a reliever. I've seen him do it in Omaha. I've seen him do it in the regionals. He is not a guy that gets shook up out there, and we know the stuff's there. The second reason is I know that there is a difference. I've been told by enough LSU pitchers and coaches over the years that it's just a mental adjustment when you go to that Friday night role for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is opening nights always, there's some jitters there. I don't care who you are. You've been working for this for a long, long time. You finally get out there and the adrenaline gets to you. So I'm not worried about last week. I'd like to see him pop that up a little bit here this afternoon. All right, while we got you on the phone, Scott, LSU and Oklahoma gymnastics tonight in Norman, number 1 in the country against number 2 in the country. And you told me today, I read your column, you said this ain't no big deal.
It's a different sport. Yes, gymnastics is a different sport. Like Jay Clark told me one time, I don't know what year it was, UCLA had a losing dual meet record and they won the national championship because their scores were good enough. It's all about the scores. LSU could have a 198 something and feel good about their performance and lose the meet and vice versa with Oklahoma. But it's still cool. I mean, 7th straight time they're in the same meet together, ranked 1 versus 2, one or the other one. So they'll meet again in bigger meets. The SEC championship meet in Tulsa in March. Likely the NCAA championships in Fort Worth in April. So, but it's a great little appetizer though, that's for sure.
My very inexperienced knowledge leaning on the Wildbackers, going to the matches. There is a home mat advantage. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if LSU wins tonight, let me hear Jay Clark say it didn't matter. Okay, Scotty boy. All right. Okay.
Oh, he'll be happy.
That's a little tongue-in-cheek. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Think
if
of it
they
like
win, it will matter.
Let me put it in baseball terms. It's a 3-game set against somebody you're likely to see in the SEC tournament and again in Omaha. So it matters a little bit.
The whole boy is going to write a whole damn column on it if they win, okay?
Right.
So don't even get me started.
It matters a little bit.
Come on, Scott.
Matters a little bit.
The best thing you said was they can't tackle us and we can't tackle them. So
Right.
That's a big difference about their sport.
Last thing before we let you get to work, Scott. Last night in Oxford, the LSU women hold Ole Miss without a field goal in the 4th quarter. To win this thing 78-70. It was an unusual game. LSU came out strong, middle of the game dominated by Ole Miss, and then Kim Mulkey makes the decision. If you'd have told me Michaela Williams wasn't going to play in the second half, I wouldn't have believed it, but she went with the big lineup, and they get the win.
Exactly. Bigger lineup with Koval and Joyner getting the rebound. 0 for 17, Ole Miss. I mean, was LSU fortunate that was the case? Yes, but they did ratchet up the defense. Defense led to offense. That's when this team is at their best, and that's what Malaysia Fulwiley does best. 24 points in the second half, career high 26. Flaugier had 18 before she fouled out. They were the catalyst for them, and it was it meant everything. I mean, they're likely to win out, I think, in the regular season, get one of the top 4 seeds in a double bye in the SEC tournament. And then, if they could win the SEC tournament, I don't think that they're likely to, but if they could, they would be in the conversation for a number 1 seed. So this was a big win, regular season win. This was big.
Yeah, they'll get that double bye more than likely. And I was surprised, and I looked at the box score afterwards to see that Full Wiley only had 3 steals. It felt like she had twice as many as that. She was everywhere last night. I know she was pressing against South Carolina with her family in the stands and playing against her former team, and she didn't shoot the ball very well. But she bounced back very, very strong last night against Ole Miss.
Little appetizer for September in Oxford, huh?
Yeah, the Lane Kiffin masks and.
I don't know if y'all probably didn't listen to the game. Patrick Wright was saying the LSU hate in this arena is very prominent.
I believe that,
Patrick.
I have no problem believing.
Scotty,
that.
I got to ask you real quick: why these Olympics been a little bit better? Is it, or has it been for you?
Why these? I don't know. I think it's. You mean from the U.S. perspective?
No, just period. Just period. I mean, I don't know. I've seemed to enjoy it more. That's just for me, baby. Maybe it's just me.
There's been a lot of compelling stories. I guess you would say. Michaela Schifrin failing and then winning the gold medal.
Yeah.
Malikan, winning the team gold and not. Of course, the U.S. and Canada in hockey, men or women, it's a big thing. By the way, who won the Canada-Finland game? I was driving.
Canada scored with 2 seconds left on the penalty with 35 seconds left in the game to avoid overtime, 3-2.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, pulled it out, huh?
No,
everybody wants to see that game on Sunday.
If you wonder what happened to Ilya, the quad god, that was my lock of the week last week. I went on and on how much of a lock he was.
Oh,
yes. So
that did him in, yeah.
Managed to jinx him pretty good. Scott, safe travels back. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
We're brought to you by the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store, also in La Rose and Lockport. Go to thethibodeaustore.com and get you to all 4 properties. Same-day pickup on all the items on the website. Delivery available on a lot of these items, too. If you're doing home improvement, talk to the experts at these stores. They'll be able to walk you through some of these projects, save you a little money, not wasting money on supplies that you don't need, techniques that don't work. They'll be able to help you out. It's that little level of expertise and customer service that they are known for. Your outdoor cooking, whether it's at your home or for tailgating, make your field trip down to 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux or Highway 70 in Pierre Part. Pick up your grills, your griddles, tons of accessories to go with your outdoor cooking. Crawfish and jambalaya pots are available, too, at the Thibodeau Store. And, again, online, it's thethibodeaustore.com. Live at Ruffino's. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in La Place and Plaquemine. Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net, Handycast up at YouTube. Brought to you by Supreme Rice, celebrating their 90th year in business here in 2026. Supporting our Louisiana farmers. For more information, go to SupremeRice.com.
Yes, indeed. My boss, Supreme Rice, every Monday at the Odd House is Red Beans and Rice Monday, made with a favorite pour bowl rice from Supreme Rice. Let's go out to New York. We got a great card of college basketball tomorrow. Veteran New York handicapper Ace Seminara now with us. Ace, how you doing, buddy?
Outstanding, Jimmy. Absolutely giddy about these matchups tomorrow. I feel like it's Christmas Eve. I'm just like a little kid. I mean, whoever thought that you could have 1 versus 3, 2 versus 4 in the same day in a regular season? And not to mention that if right now the season were to end, those would be the projected 4 seeds. Number 1 seeds playing each other tomorrow. It's just unheard of, really. I've been in this business for 42 years, never seen anything like that.
That is funny how it has worked. And let's start off with the big one in D.C. And, well, I'm aging myself, but I remember a non-conference game in the middle of the season years ago. Patrick Ewing was a freshman. Ralph Sampson was either a junior or senior for the Cavaliers of Virginia. They played in D.C. It is Duke and Michigan. Not only they're 1-2 in the net in the Ken Palm, but Michigan, as far as Ken Palm's concerned, one of the strongest Ken Palm ratings history. Some of the great teams of all time they're comparing this team to. Now, they lit it up in West Lafayette in that midweek game against Purdue. Could have been a tricky spot. Nothing close to tricky. I think Purdue got it to 9 late. It was like a 20-point lead midway through the first half. Michigan is 2.5 over Duke.
We did have Michigan that night as a free pick. I was on with your guy Max on Tuesday's show, and I did mention, I mean, at different times this year they've had 8 different players lead them in scoring.
That's just something, again, that's unheard of. You talk about 10 wins this year of 30 points or more. Crazy. 20 wins of 10 points or more. They don't play any close games. They're just blowing teams out. I mean, Mara, 7-2 center down there. He's going to be going up against Boozer, who right now, more than likely, leading candidate for Player of the Year. But between that guy, let me see, get past him. Then, see, you got Lindenberg waiting, 6'9", 250. You got Marquez Johnson waiting, 6'8", 240. These are beefy guys that are going to be way too physical. I feel like they're going to get Boozer in foul trouble, and I think that's going to be a detriment for Duke. Certainly an outstanding defensive team, Duke, number 2 in defense in the country, 7 in offense, right along with the numbers of Michigan. But the fact that they play in the ACC, certainly a bounce-back season for the ACC this year, but you just can't compare what Michigan has to go through in the Big Ten to what Duke has there in the ACC. Little something that worries me with Duke as well, number 210 in the country in free throw shooting at 71%. Might not seem like much, but that 2.5 extra percent for Michigan at 73.5% is huge. That could be 1 or 2 points in a game like this is big. So, yeah, give me Michigan minus the 2.5 in that game. I feel more comfortable laying the points with a team that has many more options to score than Duke does.
Yeah, boy, he's not a big guy. Didn't play. He was a student manager at Indiana in his college days, Dusty May, but he likes bigs, man. One thing we see, and that was with Vlad Golden at Florida Atlantic that transferred up to Michigan. They had dual 7-footers. They've got the kid from Yale last year. I mean, he's got size every year in his roster up in Ann Arbor. Now, the next 2 games, these high-profile games, these the best matchups of the weekend that you're giving out some comp plays with us right now, they have some injury situations here. First of all, Houston against Arizona. Houston is undefeated at the Fertitta Center. Their only losses, neutral site early in Nevada, in Las Vegas against Tennessee, but at Texas Tech, at Iowa State, where they blew a 10-point lead on Monday night in the second half and lost at the end by 3 to Iowa State in Ames. And now they take on Arizona. Arizona's lost 2 of 3. They failed to cover their last 3, and now they'll be without Koa Pete, their outstanding freshman in this one. This line went up from about 1.5, 2.5 to 4.5, Ace.
The second game in a row, without Koa Pete, and it's going to be the third game in a row without freshman Aristod as well, the guards, freshman forward. So it just cuts down a little bit on their depth. Certainly been playing outstanding. Number 2 offensive rebounding team in the country. You know that big offensive rebound off of the free throw that Houston gave up the other night that cost them the game. We had Houston plus 3.5. I was lucky to cover the game with that half a point. But when they gave up that offensive rebound off that missed free throw, you know that Sampson has been drilling that into their heads for the entire week of rebounding. And they got Krivos coming in here, a 7'2" guy, with some other big guys down low for Arizona, where absolutely Sinak and Tugler are going to have to be at their best on defense. That long-arm Sinak, 6'9" guy, but he's got 7'2" arm length. I personally believe Houston with their 3-guard rotation, best 3-guard rotation in the country, and those 2 guys down low with the defense that they play, I'd put them right underneath Michigan as the 2 best teams in the country right now. I like Houston in that game at home, minus the 4. You've seen Arizona, after that 23-0 start, lost a couple of tough games. Then they pulled out a nice victory against BYU without BYU's third leading scorer, Saunders, there. I think Houston at home, though, as you mentioned, in the Fertitta Center there, they're going to be more than ready for this game. Coach Sampson is going to have them primed. I'd be shocked if Arizona has any kind of success on the offensive glass in this game, and I'm more than comfortable with laying now. It's up to 5.5. I'd be willing to lay 6 with Houston in this game at home.
All right, in the third game, we go to Iowa State off of that emotional win, as you talked about, coming from behind double digits in the second half at home against Houston. Now they travel out to Provo. Look-ahead line on this one was BYU 1.5, but after Saunders, and you mentioned his third leading scorer, but not just the third leading scorer, he was averaging 18 points a game. He's out for the year with a torn ACL. They were without him, and we saw an inflated that line adjustment in Tucson this week where they covered against Arizona. Now Iowa State is 3.5 in Provo against BYU without Saunders.
Yeah, absolutely. That line has shifted because of that injury. Huge injury. I mean, really, kills any, to me, I can't think it kills any national championship chances of BYU because you're missing that third scorer. Now, initially, usually teams rally, and you can see that they played solid basketball last week. They lost a tough game there at Arizona, but nothing to be ashamed of with that loss. At home in this game right here, Iowa State 23-3. Where are their 3 losses have come, Jimmy? At KU, nothing to be ashamed of. They ended up getting their revenge the other night, right? At Cincinnati, how do you lose at Cincinnati? I mean, it's a tough place to play, but you shouldn't be losing that game if you're Iowa State. At TCU, they got held down to like their lowest scoring output of the year. So they've got 3 tough losses on the road, 3 losses on the road that 2 of them to me are a little bit of head scratchers. No doubt that DeBance's now going to have to pick up his level of play and be more of a playmaker. He had 7 assists last game. No question that Robert Wright as well going to have to pick up the pace. Had 39 against Cal in the game that they lost Saunders in. So I think that this is a huge, huge game for BYU, obviously at home to right the ship. Going to be a rowdy, rowdy crowd there in Provo. I would not be shocked for BYU to come out with the outright victory. But with that line now jumping up to 3.5, let's jump on BYU and give me the 3.5. And Jimmy, just let all your listeners out there know, get on board with my text service here. You got to do is text the word free picks to 631-805-6165, and you'll receive my top-rated daily free picks every single day from me. That's it. No hassle, nothing whatsoever. You just text the word free picks to 631-805-6165, and you'll receive my top-rated daily free picks. It's a good way for you to get on board, see what it feels like to play with a sports betting pro, and see if we can make you some money during the basketball tournament. March Madness is going to be here. It's around the corner. Selection Sunday, shockingly, Jimmy, 3 weeks from this Sunday. So, let's have a great day today. Again, we're on Houston at 3 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, minus that 4.5, even up to 5.5. Michigan in that big matchup, lay the 2.5 over Duke. And then in the evening, get on BYU at home plus the 3.5. And hopefully everybody gets on board my tech service. A lot of money to make this season.
Hey, Charlie, does A.J. DeBonsa take a little bit of a page from Flemings, from Houston, the kid from Illinois, Acuff Jr., Philon? I mean, kind of putting the team on their back a little bit.
With
18 points.
Yeah, 35 against
it
Arizona.
seemed like
yes, he did in the first game without.
And he ain't going to have the Peterson flu. Huh?
No, he's a gamer.
No, he plays hard.
He plays very, very hard. Reminds me of a young Giannis.
Man, we appreciate it, Ace. We'll talk to you in your regular slot on Tuesday, man. Good luck to you tomorrow.
Great luck this weekend, Jimmy. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. We're over here at Ruffino's. Don't forget, it's a Lenten theme to our specials today over here at Ruffino's. The shrimp cocktail, Charlie.
Very good, and spicy cocktail sauce, if you like that.
Okay.
And a big shrimp. Big shrimp.
Okay. Jumbo shrimp, a spicy cocktail sauce, and a little Napa cabbage slaw with the shredded carrots. Crawfish and spinach dip, also Louisiana crawfish tails, creamy seafood Marnay sauce with the wonton chips. And then our entrees, also seafood specials for the Lenten season. Crispy speckled trout with cornmeal dredge, brown butter, sauteed asparagus, jumbo lump crab, polenta. Suggested wine pairing is a Frank family Chardonnay out of Napa Valley. And the seafood lasagna, crab, shrimp, crawfish with a Romero cream pesto. Suggested wine pairing is a cake bread Sauvignon Blanc out of Napa Valley as well. It is the Lenten season. That's in addition to our other fish and Lenten specialty items. So all of our specials this weekend have a Lenten theme to it for this first Friday in Lent.
We'll give you some final thoughts, some final picks for the weekend when we come back here. We are at Ruffino's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the
say when.
It's rolling.
Join us on Monday for the Join us at 11 a.m. Monday for the Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road across from Ruffino's. We're recapping a big weekend in college basketball and LSU's trip to Florida in baseball. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from Chris's Specialty Foods on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice. It's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. All college football, all year long. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And return here at Ruffino's. Come by and see us for lunch the first Friday in Lent. The heavy Lenten emphasis on the menu today. LSU baseball about 10 minutes away against Indiana. The first game over in Jacksonville. All right, Jim, you got some picks for the weekend?
Yeah, I'm with Ace on 2 of his 3. Now, the one I'm not, Michigan Duke, I'm probably going to take Michigan, but I'm not. I don't know. It's not one of my stronger plays, but I love Houston at home, undefeated at the Fertitta Center. The losses are very respectable losses away from home. Arizona's coming in without 2 key players, 2 starters, including Koa Pete. I think it's going to be. I think get on this thing. I think it's only going to climb 4.5 and 5.5 available right now. I think it's an overreaction. We talked to Macero about this as well. BYU, I expect them, to have a big effort at home against Iowa State. Iowa State after an emotional win, highly emotional win. That was a big deal. That was the comfort behind double digits late in the game against Houston and to win that one by 3. I like Vandy to bounce back. They stormed back and got close late at Como against Missouri, but dug themselves a big hole. They'll be way more cued into play here at home against Tennessee. They usually win this game with much lesser teams than what they have. Tennessee is improving, but I love the spot here. Vandy only 1.5 at home against Tennessee. These lines are not out yet, but I'm projecting them. Oklahoma plus 1.5 at home against Texas A&M. Buckyball hitting the wall, Charlie. The extreme style of play. Extreme style of play. And I've seen them kind of pull back a little bit on some of their pressing. I think I think the wall is legit. Taking Oklahoma plus 1.5.
Had to come from 13 down the other night, and that's against a fading fast Ole Miss team.
To win by 3 at home against Ole Miss is a loss. Nobody's struggling like that against Ole Miss. Maryland plus 5.5. Nondescript game here. Projected line. Not sure exactly where it's going to come out. Washington, making a trip. Maryland is improving. We know that. They put out a dud. I did have them on Sunday. Bacchus Sunday. Even listen to the Maryland broadcast team. They're like, this one's not being spent to Springfield anytime soon. They were terrible, but they have won. They've covered 3 of 4 now. They're improving. First-year coach. We know him, Buzz Williams. It's not his best roster, but they are improving. Plus 5.5 at home against a team traveling 3 time zones over. I'll take the Terps in that one. And then finally, I hate to say it, but LSU somehow is 8-5 against the spread in SEC play this year. But they are 4-0 their last road games against the spread, covering the big numbers there. At home, where they have very little crowd support, they are 0-4 their last 4 games. I think that trend continues tomorrow. Alabama projected 6.5. I do not think it's going to close at 6.5. Be monitoring when that line press. I'll take the Tide minus 6.5, even after a little bit of an empty tank, in that double overtime loss.
If the United States wins,
a double overtime win. I'm sorry, against Arkansas.
If the United States wins and it's U.S.-Canada on Sunday morning, what kind of line are we looking at? You guys think?
Probably $1.40 or 50. Plus 120, something like that.
Who's favorite?
Canada.
Okay.
Canada
I have to ask.
No, Canada was a significant favorite to win this thing. You got plus money pretty much the whole time for U.S. to win it. Canada's been laying it, but they are showing. It's going to be fun. Wake up, 7 a.m. Sunday.
Canada minus 155 in the futures market right now.
155.
Got to get there now.
All right. U.S. got to win
got to get that, Charlie.
Everybody have a great weekend. For Max, for Jimmy, for Jordan. I'm
I didn't
Charles
kill
Hanniger
that little girl last night.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Work by